Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Potter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Review. Not Gacha Review, as I just implied with the intro just there. I programmed in the wrong thing. Clearly, if you see my Walking Wednesday, you'll know why I'm a little bit out of sorts as of this week. So, yeah, just kind of going through the motions a little bit. So with that in mind, of course, I will not be attempting to review this entire 1 hour plus video in one single go. It will most likely be in two parts, maybe three, depends just how tired I am. Or it could be two parts where the second part's like twice the length or something. I don't know. Ultimately, I'll be looking for a point where I will, like cut this off at some stage and we'll just continue some other time. But I wasn't gonna miss the day for the finale of Freak Show Season 1. And I say the day for the finale, obviously the day that is as per the rules of reviewing stuff. Technically, I suppose I never said that rule for Minecraft review, but it's implied. So there you go. But we're watching it today is the important thing. Dancing with my crush at Monster High. I feel like that title alone is enough to cause an unparalleled amount of dread within the souls of certain individuals that have watched a few of these episodes alongside me. None of which are here today, but if they end up seeing this at some point, they're definitely welcome to join if they are so inclined. If they find out I'm reviewing this, they will most likely have some thoughts to offer. But so will I, and I will offer them presently. So without further ado, on with the review. What? Okay, I don't know what happened there. Hold on, I'm just... There we go, okay. Something weird happened, okay.
So, not this week either?
I'm sorry, hon. You know how these mass exhumations go. Your father and I will bring you back an extra souvenir from Paris.
Oh, so he's able to contact, presumably, his parents. I haven't heard from them since season 1. It was suggested that, like, because he was stuck there. But surely if they found out how much he was suffering there, well, I mean, it depends, actually. They might think it's best for him to stay here. But he would have expressed at some point or attempted to get their help to leave, right? You would have thought if he was able to call them the whole time.
Promise.
Right.
Just do your homework in the meantime. There should be plenty of food in the fridge. And keep an eye on Raven, will you?
Oh, I think this is a flashback. That makes more sense.
Sure,
yep.
Thank you, my sweet boy.
They always find new and creative ways.
Love you.
I don't think I've ever seen any item like topple over someone like that in Minecraft realistically as well. Their mod pack must be, just top notch. Well, obviously it is. What am I saying? And his strength is also top notch because an entire bookshelf like that with nothing falling off. Also impressive.
Nikia.
Why, master? Why can't you just let me have this?
It's just me and you again, Cat. What would you do without me, huh?
I would be at peace. I would literally rest in peace. Let me go already.
You'd be rotting in the ground without me around.
Yes, I long for the day.
At least I'm alive.
I mean, obviously, dramatic irony, but it still feels like a really weird thing to say in that context. It's like, cheer up, cat. Guess what? At least I'm alive. Kind of insensitive.
It's really all I've got. So,
That's interesting introspection, considering last time we found out, how much of a positive impact he's had on 3 separate people from the reports.
Sorry, Cat. In order for a mortal to use the Necronomicon, blood must be spilled. Not
But you're not mortal, so that doesn't apply in this situation, right? You specified mortal.
Eldritch horror like that professor.
I'm always very cautious of images of any characters slitting their wrists on screen and what it would suggest in these scenarios. Public, I guess a little bit of a mini PSA. Don't attempt a ritual where blood spillage is required. There you go. Don't know who needed to hear that, but someone did.
That should do it.
And again, did he ever bleed before in his entire life? And the question, his blood was blue. I made this comparison before, but it's also very similar to what I was taught about the story of the Buddha, like the Siddhartha Gautama, the actual historical Buddha that started Buddhism. Because as far as the story goes, he was raised as essentially royalty, or maybe like actual royalty. Very affluent background, always kept within inside like the palace walls. And supposedly that was the moment that he actually exited from the palace. He was kept there for reasons, from predictions and stuff. That's not quite important to this part of the story. But the moment he actually did exit and decided to look around, he saw 4 images. I don't remember exactly what they were. One of them was an elderly person, I think. Another one was a sick person. Another one was a dead person, and there was a 4th one that I forgot about. And the idea was that that clued him into the nature of the world, about like aging, death, disease, probably poverty as well. I would have to imagine would be the 4th one, or hunger to some degree, because those, of course, were things that he apparently had never known. The reason that I was wondering about that story is because, at least according to my teacher, he was 22 when that happened. I'm not even sure like how statistically you could even go 22 years without like at least getting like a mild cough. Like that's what I wondered. Like they specify he had not known disease, but that's such a broad thing. And of course, he himself had grown up. He must have seen other servants that had aged or something, or they got replaced by, I don't know, the next young thing fresh off the job market, whatever. I don't know how to describe that. I don't know. I did wonder about that. Obviously, it's not the kind of thing that you can actually ask in the class, because obviously she's trying to recollect, what she's been told, like what the historical records say. You can't be like, oh yeah, well, like how has this happened? It's like, well, I mean, it was both history, but also the origin of a religion. So a lot of it's up to interpretation anyway. I just don't know how to interpret it. Which I guess is kind of the point of Buddhism, really, is, working out like the interpretation that as you reach enlightenment, which was not actually outlined by the Buddha himself, even though he achieved it at some point. So I don't know. Point is, I do wonder how in any story like that, be it a religious historical one or a fictional one like this, someone can miss out on something that statistically should have happened for as long as they did, without at least raising an eyebrow at that fact.
Stop.
Also, yes, that was a tangent comparing Rev Venet to the origin of Buddhism. You're welcome.
Looking at me like that. You don't need me anymore, Cat. You'll be fine without me. Shut up!
I see what they're trying to do here in terms of not only establishing Rev's loneliness before Cade and his lack of acknowledgement that's especially as of last episode, that he does in fact have friends here, but also the connection to Raven, which has been very thoroughly ignored for the most part. I think Raven has interacted more with Mark than with Rev, honestly. At the very least, that's happened off screen. On screen, it might be about 50-50 by this point, but, either way. It seems that that's much more of a, I would say healthy connection, but, whatever passes for healthy in the walls of Cade, honestly. But yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do here. That the person who's like always by his side, all the sign of madness of someone like lashing out against their pet, basically. Maybe you could compare that to like I don't know, like Hunter, being possessed by Belus and yelling at Flapjack in the Owl House. If anyone, there you go. I made an Owl House reference instead of 14th century historical or religious text. Is that better for everyone?
I just need to recite the incantation, and my curse will be gone. Maledictionem meam mot.
Oh no, I wouldn't stop in the middle of that. That's definitely going to cause some issues. Also, I know this is just the Minecraft thing, because his eyes are so low on his face right now, and his chin is up like that. It looks like he's one of those like paper bag sock puppet, not sock puppet, paper bag puppet things, like the face drawn on them, essentially. Or maybe the sock puppet actually. Maybe a bit like Mr. Robinson from Gumball.
Maledictionem meam mortis. Mortis.
Yeah. If you're gonna have an issue with pronouncing the words or reading them out, definitely practice it beforehand, because chances are you're gonna get something wrong, and something wrong is going to happen. And this video is an hour long for a reason, I imagine.
Maledictionem meam mortis front. Damn it!
I'll say one thing. I don't think I've ever attempted myself in voice acting to simulate not being able to read, or to read something. I mean, I imagine it's fairly tricky to try to emulate that, because I will say, with a lot of voices that I've worked with, it comes naturally to them as they're trying to make sense of what's been on there. Admittedly, a lot of that is my fault due to my own scripts. But in any case, it's interesting to think about that from like the other perspective. Like, okay, someone has to, like obviously it's Latin, so difficult anyway. But at the same time, this cast is so competent and literate anyway that it doesn't that it most likely isn't natural for them to pretend to be otherwise, which is what you would want in a voice cast, to be perfectly honest. Shortage of breath should not be a side effect of either Rev Venet yelling, which he does all the time, or trying to say an incantation multiple times, unless that's part of the effects of the incomplete incantation itself. Again, a reason why you should have finished it all instead of leaving it halfway.
I'm not crazy.
Of course you're not, buddy.
We're not actually here. Just business of your imagination.
Okay, maybe
We're speaking your mind, Rev.
I'm crazy.
We're the last things holding you back, man.
I see. You're my conscience, given faces. If I overcome you, I'll finally be done, right?
Come on, Rev. You don't really want to do this.
I mean, as far as consciences, but this voice faces go, actually, Mark is a perfect fit. Although I wonder what the other two represent, if not the same concept.
Why not?
Because you know how bummed I'll be without my BFF!
Your sorrow isn't my problem. I never wanted you to be my friend. Frankly, I always found you annoying.
This is technically true. I don't know. Okay, so this shocked reaction here would make sense for actual Mark if he like let his delusion for a second, because he did imply that he thinks Rev doesn't like him last episode. He's starting to realize. But why would Rev's own conscience like need that to be told. There's another obscure thing, even more obscure than Buddhism. There's there's a movie that's called El Hoyo, the hole in Spanish, but is the film in English is called The Platform. Essentially the setup is there are hundreds of floors that two people are on. A platform lowers each day with food for everyone. Obviously, the ones that are above take most of the food away. They move down, etc., etc. It's all it's all a metaphor about hierarchy. Some of them are left with no food left because there are no scraps on the table anymore. So yeah, and other such like caveats and things. And each month people to move around, so it could be like on a good floor or a bad floor, depends on honestly. So yeah, the and one thing that happens in there is the main character, of course, in that scenario, like a lot of people do, goes crazy. That I won't say what the circumstances are that bring this about, but the effectively cellmate that he has, he ends up stabbing him to death, and eventually that version of him appears inside of his own mind. Pyrocynical, the YouTuber, did a really good breakdown of this entire movie, and the difference between the version of that cellmate that was inside of the main character's head, which is just what he perceived him to be at that point, or like what he remembers of him, even if it's like some things are not as consistent because the real person's more complicated than any vision that we would have of them. And there's a difference in like how he like reaffirms what he's going to do, or he punishes himself in his head for what he's already done, etc. And in this scenario, I guess because like they're Rev's conscious, they serve an actual purpose. They're not representative of Rev's vision of the characters necessarily, unless they also are. But they're representative people like who are going to drive him in one direction, and he's already called them a conscience, so they already have a more defined focus, and therefore, in any scenario, should know exactly what Rev knows, and should be able to identify what they identify.
You don't mean that.
You know I do. Maybe if you could grow a damn spine, I'd have remembered you differently.
What am I supposed to do without your guidance?
You've mistaken me for someone who cares.
But you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't have helped me so much.
See, this is more of an indication like how the platform scene would go, of the main character arguing with the other version. There becomes two of them, but like the version of his cellmate, and another person later on, as to like what they did, what he should have done, or what he could do, and like it's trying to see like, okay, what would they say if they were here, but walked through his own mind, and that's what kind of like makes sense for Sarah. Rev, of course, is probably expressing doubts like why he's done the things that he's done. He just can't admit it even to himself, which is exactly what's happening right now. This is what I was anticipating when it comes to how a consciousness manifesting in the form of these three would allow.
I told you what to do so you'd help me with my goals. It was never just for your benefit. It was always mine.
And then the reaction ruins it again. Great.
You're lying! We wanted the same thing!
I thought we did too. But that was before you went and started caring.
I feel like more an additional goal than anything else, but
You're really
yeah, talk about starting caring, huh?
gonna stand me up too?
I didn't agree to come.
But you know I want you there.
Why?
Oh yeah, that's right. She did ask him to the dance after he didn't reply in the moment. Which, I wonder what he responded in that case, considering this is a later scene.
Why me? Out of everyone in this school, out of everyone you could have picked, why me?
Probably because of what you said in the report about you, which you have heard at this stage.
I don't know. Because you don't either.
Yeah, see, there we go. That's what I mean. You know, they know what he knows.
Whatever. I don't need an answer for this one.
Aren't you curious what it would be like?
What?
The dance. Aren't you curious? You know it's eating at you. Question.
I would normally say, why would he be curious? But this is, again, his consciousness telling him he's curious. So there we go.
Like that always have. You downplay it, but you can't help but want answers.
Answers won't matter to me in a few minutes.
Why not a few hours? You could always go see what it's like. Then...
Yeah, there's a... What could possibly go wrong in a few hours that would prevent you from achieving this goal and shift your entire character? I mean, obviously, that's how it was... All stories would go like that, but yeah.
Come here and finish the job. There's no harm in it, right?
But there's no point either.
Why?
Because it's too late. I don't have a life worth living.
But you could pretend you do. For just one night.
Just one night.
Just one night.
There's a song in there somewhere. Just one night. I wouldn't leave that on the floor within cat scratching distance. Or, you know, person seeing or tripping proximity.
Fine, come on.
Okay, that solves the cat problem, but also you've left an entire ritual circle in the middle of your room with a Necronomicon on the ground for anyone to see what was going on. Like someone through a window, per se, which I was surprised goes directly to a hallway. Okay, anyway. Oh, okay, yeah, intro time. That'll save me a little bit of, I'll shave a little bit of time from over here. Oh, that's right, because it's, oh yeah, it's such a long video that scrolling through is going to be a little bit more complicated. There we go.
Should be right up here.
Hey! You forgot your wristband! Hello? Oh, Miss Yaka's gonna yell at me for that.
You know, I do wonder about that, because, I mean, wristbands, most of the time when you go into, like, these places like, you know, pseudo proof of either payment of entry or something like that, they got past the bouncer, but this is a school dance. I've never had a school dance that required wristbands before.
Oh!
This is Cade, however, but everyone's in the same boat at Cade, so what does it really matter?
It's you. Rev Venet, right?
This is where the dance is?
Yes, but, pets aren't allowed.
As anticipated.
I'm sure it's fine, actually.
Good.
Wait, wristband! You need a wrist... Oh, man. Never mind.
Again, should be behind the wall. I've mentioned the whole, like, sound editing issue a lot in this in this series. That's the only consistent technical or fault that I could give this this crew.
Okay. Don't really know what to do now.
You forgot your wristband, Mr. Venet.
That's it. Just...
I certainly didn't expect to see your face here, Mr. Venet. Though I hesitate to chastise you for it, as looking at you, for once, I don't see that scheming expression on your face.
Which is surprising, because he's got the biggest scheme ever cooking in his room right now.
In fact, if anything... Mr. Venet, are you... alright?
You know, actually, I would have been curious to know what a version of Professor Lovecraft would have looked like inside of Rev's head. That would be just... that would be a nightmare, but also really fun to see.
This was a mistake. I'm leaving.
No, please. Stay.
I will say, one surefire way of getting an introvert to go back on their decision to join in on festivities or a social activity is pointing out how out of character it is for them to join in said festivity.
I didn't mean to upset you, Rev. However, if there is something bothering you, my office is just up the stairs.
Like I'd talk with you.
Wait, he's going to stay in his office during the dance? I thought it'd be chaperoning, honestly.
It's never worked once this semester. Why do you keep trying?
No,
I mean, Rev is no one to talk about keeping trying stuff as failing constantly.
harm in trying, is there? Give me a single thing to work with, young Revenant. Just to humor me.
Also, him saying no harm in trying to Rev Bennett is not a good idea either.
I feel out of place.
Here, I'm sure if you just mingle with your classmates...
No. I mean in this world.
No. This world wasn't built for monsters. You know this. We live in shadows to let civilization survive.
You know, you suck at pep talks.
For the longest time, I too thought there was no place here for me. I believed beings of my stature were never meant to frolic amongst humans. But who made
You sure didn't have a high opinion of most humans, did you, Lovecraft?
that rule? After pondering for several centuries, I realized no one had. I was simply choosing a life I wasn't satisfied with.
You were miserable once?
I wasn't unhappy, Mr.
I mean, I will say this: it's fairly common knowledge that that H.P. Lovecraft wasn't exactly well off in his life. He barely made like any sort of profit from any of his published material during his lifetime. They only really took off posthumously, and that he was yeah. I'm pretty sure that, you know, during his that there hadn't much to his name, you know, aside from the books anyway. So, you know, it's not like so he definitely had his fair share of struggles, you know, during during his actual life anyway. And if Rev knows who H.P. Lovecraft is, then, you know, that should come across too. Yeah.
But I wasn't happy either. I simply subsisted in endless cosmic nothingness, waiting for the eventual death of the universe.
That sounds like a quote from one of his books, but I haven't read any of them, but I'm sure it's in there.
But then I realized, humans right. They dance. They live, Mr. Vennet. And I realized I didn't want my existence to end. I simply wasn't satisfied with the life I was living. So
I know he's not trying to make it worse, but as Rev is trying his best to remove his curse and become human, this is only reinforcing what he already believed about. was the truth anyway.
I stole a new one in pieces. Little human things, like saying hello to a stranger and buying food at a grocery store. And as I did these things, my life became one worth living. If nothing else, Mr. Vennet, why not steal a piece of humanity tonight?
Again, I know he's trying to help, but oh my.
Who knows? Maybe you'll like it more than what you currently have. But the cat can't be here.
I mean, yeah. Oh, well, too late.
Then you go get her.
I'll leave you be now, Rev Vennet. Though, just to make sure, I don't have to worry about any funny business, do I?
I left my book at the dorm. Figured you'd take it anyway.
Why would you tell him that? You're giving yourself a few hours of grace period, and you're actively almost incriminating yourself now. And it's already in the open. Oh my goodness.
I always knew you were quite smart.
Did you now?
Steal a piece, huh?
I mean, I'm looking for the twist where it turns out the Necronomicon is on his person, the book he dropped was a different one, but I mean, I'm not holding out any hope here.
How do I... Bella? Where'd she go?
Why are you surprised that Bella's here? She invited you. Okay, that was really good. That's a real improvement over the surprise of Lawrence behind Aphmau constantly in Phoenix Drop High.
You actually came to the dance? I thought you said it was stupid when I tried to bring you along earlier.
It is stupid. I'm also here, so...
Don't tell me. You came here for me?
No!
Yeah.
Kidding. No, you probably didn't.
See, he's more aware now than before.
It was really cool seeing you here, but I'll get out of your way now.
Wait.
Huh?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Really? It's a dance, Rev.
Kind of out of my element here, vampire.
Well, you hang out with people, drink punch, vibe to music, you know, the works.
Cool. Let's...
And dance. Well, possibly. I'll say this, like, only half of the people I've attended dances with actually bother dancing.
do that.
Wait, seriously?
Don't make me regret.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna get you something to drink.
Hey, vampire! How am I supposed to keep up with that? Whatever, I just
Well, if Bella was nearby, she's definitely heard you now.
need a...
What's wrong with you?
Boo.
Ah! What the hell do you think you're doing?
I was
Ah, yes. What was that? Her Narissa, yes.
going to ask that. Why are you stalking the vampire?
I'm not doing that.
You clearly are. What, are you gonna try eating him again?
No! It's just that loser came to this dance alone. He should be miserable. So why does he look so freaking happy?
Why does it matter to you?
Because it doesn't make any sense.
So,
Ah, a kindred spirit that wants answers. Hmm.
he should be miserable being alone because... you are?
You're such a creep, you know that?
And a potential hypocrite, but I'm sure he's going to notice he's talking about himself in a second.
I've been told.
Just get out of my way.
Your way? You're away
Hey,
from...
Rev! I got you some punch.
Really?
What do you mean, really? He literally said, I'm going to get you something to drink. Why are you surprised by this?
This is blood.
Yeah! Is that not what punch is?
I mean, over here, potentially. I'll be honest, I don't actually know what ingredients comprise punch. I know it's red, so this is close.
So, this is great.
Not really.
Yeah, no, not really.
Where's Sarah?
Huh? Oh, I don't actually know. So,
Yeah, this is actually also something that I can appreciate here. You know, the moment that Rev actually tries to engage with Mark and doesn't get rid of him, he doesn't know exactly what to say. As a fellow person that despises small talk, I understand that on a foundational level, but also for these two specifically.
know any good stories?
This sucks.
You're right. I'm sorry I'm not the best company. I realize that I've been really pushy, and that you don't really like hanging out with me. So, thanks for trying anyway.
That is true. Give him credit for that.
I wonder.
Wonder what?
Remember when you pushed that harpy off the roof?
Yeah, I still have nightmares about it.
I didn't fully hate you then.
Really?
It was actually probably one of the only times I had a modicum of respect for you.
Still don't know how a harpy couldn't fly in that scenario, but anyway.
You realize you're too naive for your own good, right? Take that siren, for instance.
Oh, you don't have to remind me.
What if we could fix that?
What do you mean?
Is he trying to get himself a guinea pig?
I have an idea. Follow me. Okay, this way. There. That should
Oh, okay, fine. Emotion potion. Okay.
do it.
Which, hey, at least he's brewing it himself this time. I think every other time Bella has done it, so this is either going to backfire or prove that he is indeed a competent brewer, as he's been claiming to be this whole time.
Are, we allowed in here when Miss Yaga isn't around?
Who cares?
I mean, technically, yes, because Bella's also been in here multiple times without Miss Yaga being around, so yeah, kind of.
That's not the point. What we're going to do next is... Yes, yes! This is
I love how it looks the same.
more than enough.
Have I ever mentioned how much I hate it
The cauldron, not the bottle.
when you smile like that?
Here, vampire, take this.
Oh, it's a splash potion. I thought it was just going to splash him, but okay.
What's this?
A simple transformation elixir.
Oh, not an emotion potion. Okay, I thought naivety would... I guess that's not really an emotion, is it? Okay.
That turns people into frogs.
Okay, turns people into... What?
Here, I'll show you!
Oh, okay.
What?
Hello!
I thought it was trying to trick him or something, or, prove that he's too naive for his own good again, but nope.
It worked!
Rev! You can't just turn people into frogs!
Listen up, vampire. Don't you see the vision? That teacher always threatens to turn us into toads. I say
And so you're going to turn everyone into toads in retaliation of the teacher.
we give her a taste of her own medicine.
Okay, fine.
What did they have to do with this?
Oh, I was demonstrating a point, obviously.
Rev, this is a horrible idea!
Mark, you should definitely splash him with the potion. Do it. Do it, I dare you.
Do you have any idea how much trouble we'll get into if we get caught?
Just don't get caught, vampire. Don't you think she deserves some comeuppance?
I mean, she is kinda mean, but...
Whoa!
She did take you outside, of the premises. She can't be that bad.
You skipping the dance? That's pretty, hardcore, man.
I mean, you're also here?
Yeah.
Can I join?
No.
Yeah, you're right. That was a dumb question. Idiot Harry.
Mark hit him with the potion.
I thought he was going to bump into him and accidentally spill the potion on them, but, fair enough.
What? No! I'm not going to do that!
You see, this is what I mean!
Okay, what has Harry done in this scenario? I mean, he offered to join in, you said no, and he took the hint. That makes him way, that's way better in, Rev's eyes than everyone else that's, that's actively made us a nuisance in his life. Surely Harry's a breath of fresh air in this instance. Why bother him?
You wonder why I can't tolerate you, and this is why!
Because I don't commit random acts of violence?
Because we don't have anything in common! You like this school. I hate it. You have morals. I don't.
Well,
Guess what? You've been here longer than me. It means one of us is doing something wrong. Just...
I mean, or it means that both of you are doing something wrong. And if he has morals, he might have not had them before. So the school might actually be working. So your logic is actually a little bit flawed here, Rev.
Go back to the dance. I'll finish the prank myself.
What with the... Oh, he's got other potions, fine. I was about to say.
Wait, Rev!
Again,
So
StreamYard.
annoying. I gave him the perfect opportunity. He just... Whatever. Guess some people can't change. It's just a complete waste of time. I'll just finish
Which
this
is
up
kind
and
of what, the philosophy of Cade and that why people are still here.
back to my dorm. Let's see. Where are they? Aha! There! Alrighty.
But you're saying, where are they? If you want to Regiment Yaga, make sure she's in the blast radius.
Bombs away, Teach! Let's see how you like it for once! Oh, let's see. That hit? That hit? You duh. Wait, why is there only one frog? The hell? Where did she...
I actually can't make out what's going on right now because... Oh, wait, I just turned my brightness up.
Mr. Venice, just what do you think you're doing?
Well, you know...
Think fast.
This!
Yep. Uh-oh.
It's been years since a student has gone out of their way to incur my wrath.
Really? For me, it's been mere hours.
I finally have an opportunity to properly punish you.
I sorta already have plans for tonight.
Not anymore.
And that's why, he should have done the thing when he did, or not poked the bear.
Damn it! Crap. I'll be able to finish the ritual tonight if she catches me. No!
To be honest, actually going inside an enclosed area where someone's throwing splash potions is actually a really bad idea because they could bounce off the walls. That might be more Minecraft physics than anything, but I guess realistically you'd also have like fewer spaces to, to go and hide, or, less room to maneuver and dodge. So yeah, a little bit.
End of the line, boy. You've been a right pain in my rear all semester. So I'm going to enjoy this.
You're lucky I don't have my book.
It wouldn't make a difference, Revenant. A witch of my age can predict anything and everything.
Oh. You know what? I couldn't have predicted that, and I'm known for that.
Oh my god. You did it.
Miss Yaga, I'm so sorry! Please don't kill me for this!
Eat it, witch!
Oh, guess you couldn't predict being launched off of... Okay.
We're dead. We're so dead. When
I guess there's no pick up and throw mod that they have.
she transforms, we're gonna be in so much trouble!
Who cares? That was awesome!
Ow!
This is what I meant! Damn, if you were like this more often...
Wait. We could actually be friends?
Oh gosh, okay. Yeah, this is definitely a slippery slope. After, it's especially sad because of like last episode and Mark's kind words about Rev in general. And now Rev is dragging him down further, possibly, like I said before, undercutting all the progress that he may or may not have made. I think it's sort of implied that he was never really issued to begin with, but I mean, still, it's all about rehabilitations, and surely Mark has had to do something to require that, so...
Vampire, I always wondered. You're sociable and sickeningly nice to the point of self-detriment. You could have whatever friends you want. So, why the hell do you keep trying to be mine?
Oh, I thought it was going to say, why are you still here? But that, that's also a valid question.
Because you're cool, man. And I kind of want to be like you.
Don't.
God
That's
damn
not...
it.
It's not an ambitious thing. Which I guess, again, suggests that he wasn't like him before, so the whole redemption thing or rehabilitation doesn't quite hold merit. I really hope there's somebody out there who's figured out, or they've answered, like, why Mark is here specifically. because it can't just be because he's a monster, because they've mentioned rehabilitation, integration into human society being the goal of Cade, and clearly, there's and clearly that there is a way to graduate from Cade, otherwise that would have been mentioned before. So yeah, I don't see this. Also, he's the son of Dracula, right? Which implies that Papa Dracula definitely graduated at some point.
You're like that damn angel! I'm not a teacher!
My bad, dude. Could you settle for, I don't know, roommate then?
Yeah. Yeah, that one's fine.
Cool! Then, I'll be the best roommate you could ask for, man. Within reason. That frog
He looks after your cat more than you do, so that's more than you deserve.
thing still has me stressed out.
Speaking of Sarah, where the hell is she?
Huh.
You already asked
Now
that question
that
to
you
him
mention it,
for the second time.
I couldn't find her when I was looking for you guys earlier.
She's normally butting into my business by this point.
Let's go hunt her down then. Come on.
The dire frog. I never heard intimidating frog sound before. That was kind of impressive.
All right. Now we just need to find Sarah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Cool it, vampire! Okay, if we just sneak past, then you! Damn it!
Oh, we've been looking all over for you.
Are you
Have
trying
you?
to hide or something?
Because we want to freaking thank you.
Huh?
Lovecraft told us how you vouched for our resurrections. I didn't realize you were actually sorry.
Yeah, especially after you killed them the first time.
Indeed. It almost makes me forget about how you
Well, not the second time, but the first time that he encountered them, I mean.
scorched my face off a second time.
Yeah, see, exactly. I'm never going to get over that.
Rev, you did that?
I refuse to confess to that.
Wait, so you guys aren't mad?
Why would we be? Rev Bennett rocks!
Star Butterfly rules.
Oh, darlings. I can't wait to hit the stage again! I wonder what my next role would be. Perhaps I may reprise Hedda Gabler.
Aw. I always wanted to see that one, but
I want to see Being Curious myself, because I've heard a bit about it, and a play that I actually went to, what the main character stole the backstory of Hedda Gabler and then pretended that was her own, and then she got called out for it. Because the whole thing was she was in rehab and lying, so it was part of the show. But ever since then, I was like, okay. I mean, I suppose it's the way it was described. It seemed like a fairly standard-ish play, comparatively speaking. But I don't know. Would be nice to see it at least once.
my dad.
You're a fan of theater, my darling?
Well, kinda.
Oh, my stars! You're breathtaking, honey!
What?
I guess she's forgiven him for pushing her off, the balcony.
He's not that good looking.
But hey, beat it, Siren!
Again, sound mixing.
Get back here, you little. Wait.
Ah, there you. That was easy.
Sarah?
Oh, hi.
Oh wow, even more awkward. Okay, okie dokie. I see.
Nothing to say.
Not really.
I mean, honestly, again, I kind of get this. As if someone's either like action oriented in terms of like what they do with people, or you're in big groups and therefore like you'd latch into the conversation that's going on rather than like being the starter, which is the case for me and my style of socializing. Like small talk is like one of the worst things because of that. It's just like, well, but I mean, if you're not talking about like a common interest, I mean, and these two, their only common interest, I guess, would be like escaping. But
Really?
How come you didn't track me down?
I didn't know you were here.
Why? What happened to Divine Sight?
I wasn't looking. I didn't think you wanted me to.
Which, honestly, is fair.
Right.
I think I mentioned this last episode, but Rev, one thing that he's taught like a lot of people inadvertently is boundaries. Maybe not so much Bella, but everyone else. Bella kind of had to remind him of boundaries, actually. It's the opposite scenario for her.
Why are you here?
I'm trying to figure that out myself. What about you?
Same.
Why is it that you only do things that I tell you to?
I don't know.
Try it again.
She has no ambitions of her own because it's been like taken out of her.
Give me an answer this time, will you?
I really don't know. I don't understand things. But for some reason, you make them easy to comprehend.
So,
He's a very straightforward individual.
if I wasn't around, you'd just go back to how you were?
Or she'd latch on to someone else. But are you trying to have you reaffirmed that you've done well with everyone? Because that's already established in last episode.
Maybe.
Okay, we're fixing that.
Huh?
You have emotions, Sarah. However muddled they are. You skip class on your own. You devour my food on your own. And you chose to attach yourself to me like a parasite.
And you also lashed out at Wendy that one time. That was the first display of like proper emotion, which happened to be the same as emotion as Rev had, but yeah.
That means you feel things. You just don't get it. And you're gonna need to.
I thought you were upset with me.
I'm not.
Okay. I'm hungry.
There we go. Let's get you some food. Okay, it's just...
Alright, do something for help.
The table was full like 3 seconds ago!
Wait, was it? I'm gonna rewind and check, because that's actually, you know... I mean, of course, they could have just like cleared it in the exchange. That's very true, but like, I want to see that. I mean, they look like they're empty.
I always wanted to see that one, but my dad...
You're a fan of theater, my darling?
Well, kinda.
Oh, my stars. You're breathtaking,
Give it a moment.
honey.
What? He's not that good looking.
But hey,
Okay,
It's
empty. Oh, okay, this table had food on it. Okay, right. I see.
back here, you little...
Yeah, tons of cake, actually, true. Yeah, alright. Okay, I believe you now. I think we were like 27, 40 something, so... more or less over here.
There we go. Let's get you some food. Okay, it's just...
What the hell? The table was full like 3 seconds ago!
My bad, bro.
In fact, there's 2 tables that they're emptied now.
Stupid Oni!
Aw. I wanted food.
Listen, Sarah. If you
I want you to want
something, you take it.
From
Well,
his stomach.
I was about to say the same thing.
No, idiot! From the kitchen! Follow me. Should be right here. Just, why is the door?
Is this just the pattern that's emerging this episode? It's like, yes, friends that have vouched for me in the previous episode. Come and each do one act of petty crime with me. Okay. Still not exactly an ideal influence, but okay. Okay.
We're already open.
Makes me wonder about there's a lot of about like Captain Underpants, the book series particularly. There was a lot that was in the books themselves because if you don't know, like, the whole thing's like George Beard and Harold Hutchins, the two main characters, like to pull pranks a lot, and they get constantly in trouble for it. The thing is that, Dave Pilkey tries to justify that as much as possible by saying they just have a silly streak that's not being like actively, that's being repressed in a way that it shouldn't be, because the adults are so repressive and so institutional that it goes right back around to them having something to actively, a cause to their rebellion. That's not the exact phrasing of it, but that, and you could argue that some of those passages were sort of a little bit like, oh, these two aren't naughty boys, really. They're not bad boys or whatever. They're just silly and fun and creative, which was something that was said in like book 4. So it did seem like it was in response to some potential criticism for what was at the time the most banned book series in America. So maybe there was a little bit of lashing out when it came to that, or damage control, let's say. But I mean, but it's also kind of true, like the way that they portray the adults, particularly at Jerome Horwitz Elementary, that they really try to make them just like the most like monstrous and actively malicious people possible, so that you don't feel as bad when bad stuff happens to them. In this case, that's not really what's happening. The teachers are trying their best most of the time. Their wrath is being incurred by someone who's already got a grudge against them, and he would argue the only person that's that is maliciously antagonizing Rev, from the faculty, I mean, is the principal. So yeah, it's not quite the same here. It's not even the same as when he was trying to get expelled before in an episode like 5 or something. Not even that. But still.
Ow. Ow.
What the hell are you doing?
Ow.
Oh, is this Sam?
Door won't open. Ow. Ow. Yay.
Alright, Angel, go get some food.
It was really well timed.
Ow.
What do you mean, how? You make it. We're in a kitchen.
Oh, I mean, that's one way about it. I thought he was going to say, like, take some of the ingredients, but that works too.
I don't know how to do that.
God. Okay, just watch. Move it, zombie.
They say they don't teach any useful skills in school, and this episode is not helping out with that perception.
This, and then some of that. I'll need this. And then, I think it's in here. Here. Okay, grab that. And that. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna show you how to cook now. Got it? Okay, so first, chop this. Alright?
Oh yes, chop the invisible
water in this.
Again, there are chopping board. I guess that chopping board. Mostly can put something on there, but not really actively chop it. So okay, yeah, I suppose.
You're good at this.
Kinda have to be if you want to eat. It's not always gonna be someone to cook for you.
Sam can cook.
No, she can't.
I can't. Rev made me.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, that was. When he possessed her,
Shut
yeah.
it, Sam!
Wait. The undead exam.
Stop. Do not!
You were possessing Sam at the restaurant.
Ah!
I thought he just slammed his hand on the pan.
You made the burger.
No, I didn't!
Yeah, he did.
Just now.
Zombie!
Wait.
Oh, now she can't get out.
I thought I was your guardian angel. But you've been looking after me just as much as I have for you.
And by that, you mean like the one incident compared to the several that you've been a part of, but sure.
No.
You're the one who saved me. There's no one like you, Rev. I've lived
Like I even like wrote this stuff as you wrote about him, like even without knowing that as well.
for centuries, and several more might pass before I think I ever meet another you. So, thank you for existing.
That's probably the most wholesome line in the whole show, honestly.
Why are you quiet now?
Just thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, what was that about not having a life worth living? It's time to rethink that one there.
Can you teach me something else?
Huh? What?
Come
Or
here.
probably demonstrate it, really, because you were kind of far away.
Hello? Is someone out there?
Oh, it's not object permanence. Oh, okay. I guess he's gone. All right. I think I am going to cut it here because we're about halfway through. I was just thinking to myself, like Bella's going to be very annoyed about this, that the Rev is spending, like, is actively going out of his way to hang with everyone except the person who invited him here in the first place. But I guess we're going to get to that part next time. Because like I said, I do have to be up earlier than normal, so I should be on my way, essentially. And yeah, about as it turned out, it seems like the pattern's emerging. And once again, I said that the different episodes, like Rev, ends up like regressing the odd episodes, then like doing something like wholesome the even episodes. In the finale, seems to be doing both, which is fair because it is the longest episode out of all of them. He's regressed in the sense that he's like still enticing people into into his petty crimes or acts of rebellion, but at the same time he's still helping them in certain ways, like Mark to actually take initiative and be more like him, which apparently he wants to do, although I wish he didn't. And Sarah to embrace her emotions and actually value her long existence. That's really like the duality of Rev as a character, which I know for a lot of people it's very annoying that he keeps backtracking and that he hasn't seemingly progressed as much as it would be suggested he would by either a season finale or by whatever episode we happen to be on at the time. And I do understand that, but I also understand like the idea of like someone like inadvertently helping out everyone while also somewhat helping themselves. Where they come across as being entirely self-serving, but there's an element of altruism behind them, which he's able to acknowledge in other people. Like he can see his own flaws in other people, but just hasn't realized that they pertain to him also. Making the subconscious thing also a little bit more interesting, but at the same time, like, yeah, I thought with Narissa as well, like how he questions like how much she cares and how self-serving as he is or whatever. Like that's again from seems like from him. So really that's why that's like the real reason why I'm so intrigued with this show. Like yes, it's actively it's actively pushing like the medium beyond what what we saw in its heyday or what was even possible at the time. That it goes into areas into areas and themes that haven't really so much been explored in like Minecraft MCTV stuff in the first place, and for good reason, but really at the center of it all, I remember there was this one fateful train ride that I had with one of my classmates from secondary school, and we were going on to I don't remember exactly where we were going. Actually, it was some sort of field trip to London for whatever reason. And we were on our way. We happened to be sharing a cabin space and just talking about books because we were two of the resident bookworms of the school. So again, a common interest, not quite a small talk scenario. And I happen to like mention that my favorite like aspects of stories, like what I saw specifically the most important thing was the plot because like that was like okay, what's there? What's the actual story behind it? But then she actually said to me immediately, that she disagreed with that the characters, the people you are following through the story, especially the lead, if they're not compelling you, then you're not going to care about like the plot themselves. You're going to want to either like reinvent it or you're going to want to. I shouldn't say reinvent it, but I talk about that later or just not going to actually care. It's the people that make these experiences either relatable to us or ones that can actually, or we can visualize what these moments are like that make that make something so unique to experience. And Rev is definitely that, for better and for worse. And that's what makes him so intriguing to me because he has that duality, he has that compulsion, he has the sense of like, okay, we need to see like how this goes. It's very much the idea of like rooting for the anti-hero in its purest form, which isn't as often explored now. There was a time like in the like early 2000s and 2010s where like almost every movie was like oh yes, let's introduce a selfish character and have them, learn their lesson. That was like the main script that Hollywood had for some time. But yeah, you don't see it as much anymore. It still has a place, especially now that it's not as oversaturated, and it seems like that place is here. I saw a comment on this video that said that someone could see this being someone's childhood, just like My Street was theirs. And that's very fair. Like I could definitely there are not many shows that I would say it's about, but I can see this being someone's My Street. Give or take a little bit of time and said individuals' personal inclinations. I know that a lot of people tend to prefer My Street when it got like much darker, so this would definitely be up their alley. I think honestly, this show has a lot more benefits for like for a slightly older audience as well. Not just because of, like the dark themes or the violence or anything. I don't mean that stuff. Kids can handle that. I mean the themes behind it and the commentary and how it's like offered and presented. That stuff feels like it's definitely geared towards more at the very least teenagers. Which is not to say that kids can't enjoy this. They absolutely can. It's just that they've got something to come back to once they've once they grow up, and that's really again also a thing that My Street has to offer. All the best shows, all the best any form of media has something to offer with that. My aunt used to work at a library, and outside that library currently is a quote from C.S. Lewis. There's something about like if you can't enjoy if a children's book can't be enjoyed by adults, it's not a good children's book. And again, extrapolate that to any other piece of media, and here we are. It's why My Street could become my favorite show of all time. It's why this could become someone else's My Street. It's why it's why I continue to watch like animated series beyond nostalgia. That are intended for like all families. Animation can be intended for older audiences. I'm not saying that. I mean, ones that aren't, ones that I'm not the target demographic for anymore, because there's still something of value, and you still get to, and there's still something to think about, something to experience, and someone or multiple someones that wants to see on some level succeed, even if the goal they succeed at is not the one that they want to start off with. It's what ends up being best for them. And that is Freak Show in a nutshell. That speech felt like it would be great for the rest of the finale, rather than in part 2, but we'll see if my thoughts have changed on the matter when we come back, because, for all I know, it could go downhill from here. Although, given everything else that's happened so far, give or take a few like hair-pulling moments that I've seen in other episodes, I very much doubt it will. But that's where I'm going to leave things for right now. So please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. And subscribe if you've done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.